Hey guys, welcome back to my new video. This is the last video of the year. Time flies, man. This year was a great year. I mean, for you, I guess, like for me personally, as an YouTuber, like my channel, I won't say growth is significantly larger. I mean, but it did have more growth and more engagement than compared to the previous years, especially I guess due to the anime com. Anyways, so this video is about, as you guys already know from my last video, this video is about Geass Rozé of the Recapture. What it is about, I'll get to that later, a bit later. First, let me tell you guys, there will be spoilers. There will be spoilers about the previous Geass movies, series, and about this series as well. So, if you are not up for spoilers, close the video right now, okay? So, Geass Village of the Resurrection. It is about Rozé, and it continues from the last movie, Geass Village of the Resurrection, where Lelouch gets resurrected. He gets his Geass back. You would know if you watch the movie. So in this series, the main character is Rozé, who has a Geass, the same Geass as Lelouch, and Rozé has a mission. What mission? How did Rozé get his slash her Geass? I will get to that. Then let me start from the beginning. Like, what is this show about? So basically, in this show, as far as I remember and as far as I understood, after Lelouch died, we're not considering him getting resurrected, because even if he did get resurrected, he didn't reveal himself to the world. He was like living secret. Okay. So after Lelouch died, the 99th emperor of the Holy Britain Empire, the empire fell. Yeah, I mean, in the empire fell. Okay, like Shinizel didn't take the position as an emperor, so the the empire fell, and like a lot of small states or countries forward from Britannia. But then like some of the states got back together again. Then there was this new empire. I mean, there were obviously Britannians who believed Britannia should prevail, it shouldn't fall, it should still rule the world. So there's a new empire, the New Britannia Empire. Not the new, I mean the New Britannia Empire. And this Britannia has an emperor. I don't remember his name. I guess no one would even like, no one would remember his name anyways. So basically, he's a kid, and the empire has recaptured Japan. I mean, not the whole of Japan, a part of Japan. There is also that administrative zone of Japan, that, what was the name, Nunali was talking about. So there is that, and there is another part which is controlled by the New Britannia. And then there is a barricade. I'm not a barricade. Sorry, I forgot that name. It's been a while I watched it. Let's call it a barrier. Okay, so it basically is a barrier which, if crossed by any nightmare, like it can be caused by any nightmare, because if there was a nightmare will lose his electrical power and all. Oh wait, it wasn't. Yeah, it was a barrier. So the stampede barrier or stampede barrier. It was something stampede barrier. Let's call it a stampede barrier. Okay, so it has a stampede barrier. So due to which the Black Knights or other organizations weren't able to use their full force to free that part of Japan again. Okay, so there is that. Then let's get to Rose. So Rose is a pseudonym. The person who Rose is actually Sak. I mean, her name is actually Sakua, or whatever. Sakua. I'm just call her gonna call her Set. So basically, she's related to the Holy Britannian Empire. She's a princess. Basically, her mother was a daughter of Charles. So like she's the princess of Lelouch. I mean, the niece of Lelouch, not princess, the niece of Lelouch, and the granddaughter of Charles. And so there is another girl that looks like her. Her name is Sakura. Basically, and his father name is Jugo Sumeragi, I guess. Yeah, Jugo is an Japanese, and her mother is a Britannian from from the royal family. I guess, yeah, and so remember she declared that she will not be heir to the throne anymore. Something like that happened. Anyways, so basically, there is like a war type of thing going on. People are trying to kill them, specifically a certain person. Then she gets a Geass. How she gets the Geass? Basically, Lelouch gives it to her. Yeah, Lelouch is the one who gave her his Geass. Why? The answer is not clearly given in the show. But she says like we are around the world collecting fragments of the Geass. Why did you give your Geass to her? Is it because she's related to that person? And that person is basically the person whose name I don't remember. I mean the girl from United something something, and who like also fancy Lelouch, like if you remember. And I guess she was from China or something. And she's like looks like a kid. I guess you understand who I'm talking about. She's also related to her son. And Lelouch says he doesn't know. So he just gave her his Geass. I mean Lelouch also tells that like she says like, are you sure you do not want to get involved? Lelouch says that we are two are now like immortals roaming around the world, blah blah blah. So it's not none of our business anymore, something like that. So yeah, let's get back to Rose again. So Rose is a pseudonym, and she used her Geass on a person whose name is Ash. Ash Phoenix. And Rose basically she used her Geass to make her believe that she is his brother, and she is pretending to be Rose. So yeah, basically it's about Rose, and yeah, also like Sakura is captured, and people believe, I mean, those who capture her believe she is actually Zack, like the princess. And then there is this little emperor. I mean, he's a kid. He's like just a puppet emperor. He's the 100th emperor of the Holy Britannian Empire. The you can also call it the Neo-Britannian Empire. But the real power lies within the villain, Norland, Lord Norland, who I don't know what his rank was, but he's like the real, who is the one who holds the real power, and who's like scary. He's a villain. He's cruel. Blah blah blah. Then he somehow dies. The cause of death is not specified, and Sakura, who's pretending to be Zack, becomes the emperor. And basically, Rose's fight is to defeat Norland and those who killed her parents. This is basically what the show about, trying to defeat the villain, freeing Zack, and getting back to Japan, or like getting back to a peaceful world again. And the peace has never lasts. My favorite character, I would say, it would be Ash Phoenix. Sorry, my throat is a bit gone. Okay, so I think I've talked about the series and have given more context than needed. Then let's talk about the series. Like, is it good? Is it bad? How is the series? Personally, to me, it's not a bad series at all. Okay, it's a pretty good series, with a pretty good storyline, pretty good animation, pretty good BGMs, and yeah, like it's not a bad series. Okay, dog. Okay, just it has some things to consider, some flaws, I would say, and it's time to tell about the flaws of Rose of the Recapture. Some of the flaws are, first of all, Code Geass with a Lelouch. Are you serious? Lelouch is not just the main character of Code Geass. He's one of the most legendary anime characters there is in the entire anime history. Code Geass is incomplete without Lelouch. His battles, his thinking style, strategies, his plans. Like Rozé is good, but she's the Geass, but she's like just an average person. Okay, like her IQ and all, and which is not wrong. It can be everyone can be Lelouch, but from Code Geass you would expect Lelouch or a character who's like Lelouch. Hmm. Okay, so this is, and then Zero, who is like portrayed by Suzaku, and who didn't appear in the shows. He's like maybe in the first 7 episodes, maybe his first episode was in episode 8, and he was like for a short time. He wasn't. He didn't even get a brief moment, not a proper fight scene, anything at all. Like we were shown he's gonna fight, but and you're telling me New Britannia captured Japan and Zero just said Zero, who was like the hope of Japanese people, who is the hero of Japanese people, who's the god of Japanese people. I mean, in the anime, okay. Zero did nothing. I mean, he was just sitting back. We weren't shown his struggles or anything, just because of a stupid barrier, and there's an special administrator zone, so he doesn't care. If there is Zero, who fought against the entire Britannian Empire, who didn't care about the New Britannia Empire because there was an administrative zone. It doesn't matter if innocent Japanese were getting killed. I mean, we could have at least got. I mean, we could have at least. I mean, we at least deserve some of his fight scenes or like some of the Zero scenes. Nothing. I know this is about Rozé, not Zero or Lelouch, but come on, Zero is still alive and he's just there. And Callan, we also just got to show a bit of his hard fight scene in the administrative zone when it was getting attacked. So Callan, Zero, I mean Suzaku, were just there. And Lelouch. I know Lelouch said that he doesn't want to concern himself with these worldly problems anymore. But there was a time in the show where humanity were almost wiped. So tell me humanity got almost wiped from the earth. And Lelouch did nothing. He did nothing. Are you kidding? Like, what do we do in Earth if all of the humanity dies? If Nullally dies? You know, the administrative zone was supposed to be monitored by Euphemia, not Nullally. Anyway, so Lelouch doesn't care if Japanese people dies, if the whole world dies. He doesn't care anymore. Are you seriously telling me that? And the villain. I mean, first of all, I really hate it when people just keep their king and queens for show when the actual power lies with someone else. Like, is both the case in actual England currently and in the show? Like, isn't that such a disrespect towards the king and the queen to keep this for show? Like, Either give them the power or just don't keep them. I mean, I don't know brother, but as if I was a king, or if I were a king, if I were a prince, I really am mad to know I am just a showpiece. Just don't, bro. It's really disgusting. Anyways, even in the show, like, so basically, 100 Emperor is that kid. The 101st Emperor is Sack. Um, but like they're just a puppet. The actual power lies with Norland, who is the villain. And oh my god, Norland. He's Charles himself. I mean, not himself. The clone of Charles. Charles' soul was supposed to be transferred to Norland's body, but he died before that. So Norland was Norland. And why he hated humanity? Why did he want to wipe the entire humanity? No explanation at all. He's wondering, just wipe the humanity. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just live in a lonely place. Does that make sense? The villain is so. I mean, they tried so much to show that he's such a superior. He's such a brutal guy who's dumb. Anyways, now let's get to the another part of the video. Next part. Is it as good as Code Geass? No. No. Code Geass speak. Rozé is mediocre at the best. It is not as good as Code Geass, and I don't know if there was a season 2 of the Recapture, but that gets us to the last part. I mean, not the last part, the second to last part. I mean, which is actually the last part, kind of. Was it necessary? Was this show necessary? No. Completely unnecessary. If there is no problem, don't just create problems, okay? If it was like, there were problems hinted at the resurrection, or in the previous Code Geass series, we will understand. But it just created problems out of nowhere just to solve them. I mean, the post-credit scene at the end of the resurrection. I was so hyped. I mean, it was so hyping. Maybe we would see Lelouch with a new look, a new fight he fights. He's and Cece, how they live and blah blah blah. They were just there. I mean, for a short period of time, very short period of time, for 1 or 2 scenes, and done. I don't know if there was a season 2, and if we will see Lelouch come back. But Code Geass isn't compared with Lelouch, whether you believe it or not. Anyways, I think I've made this video much longer than I initially wanted it to make, but I think I talked a lot more than I should have. So basically, yeah, this was it. If you like my video, then please give a thumbs up, share it, comment your opinions, or if you agree with mine or disagree with mine, or have you watched the series or not. Please share the video, subscribe to my channel. Hopefully we can hit 1K by the end of 2026. A year later. Let's see guys. Okay. I will be interactive for the first half of 2026. Let's see if I can reach 1K within 1 year, within the next 1 year. Let's see. And Happy New Year, guys. Happy 2026. I will be turning 20 this year. I'm in 2026. My teenage is over. 27 will be starting. So we'll be at the end of January. Year pass, time flies, man. And 2026, right? The channel's 10-year anniversary. I mean, not this one, my previous one, which is not there anymore, will be like in 27 or 28. And soon this channel will also hit 10 years. I don't know how much where I will be when this channel will be at its 10th anniversary. Anyways, let's end the video here. Let's hope to make more videos next year. Maybe not the first of IF exams. And hopefully these exams are gone soon. I'm tired of exams and being in accredited exams. Till then, bye bye, and again, Happy New Year.